GearNetwork.com.
This is a Gear Network production. It's time for the Turnbuckle Talk Radio with Pat G and Gabriel Soul. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the studio, here's Gabriel Soul.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all shapes and sizes, you know what it is. It's another episode of the TTRP, Turnbuckle Talk Radio. Mr. Knockout himself, Mr. Cyclone, Mr. Gabriel Soul, alongside Mr. Pat G. The G stands for gangster. Pat G, tell him what it is.
Once again, we're back. Missing in action last week. We did have something planned, but unfortunately, life gets in the way.
Sometimes life gets in the way and you gotta smack her around. Sometimes life smacks you around. So, this time life smacked us around. We weren't able to do anything. But, I mean, Pat G did come through with the ESW, with the ESW hour.
Yeah, I did get that down. We will, unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, it never got... We got it out late, so...
And it wasn't an hour.
And...
It was a half hour.
Half hour.
But it was dubbed as an hour.
Yeah. Well, what do you expect when Terrell Kenneth and Mikey Evernight decide to take over your show? And you're scared for your life because all you have is Anthony Gaines.
Well, I mean, Anthony Gaines is a force to be reckoned with. He did pick up a win over RJ City at ESW.
He did.
Which we're going to talk about. Look at that. That's an awesome segue into the first segment of the show.
Yes.
ESW results. My take on independent wrestling. ESW is the ultimate, the epitome. I mean, my opinion, the epitome of Western New York wrestling right now. They have awesome entrances. They have awesome talent.
They just debuted a whole new entranceway and everything, I believe, this past weekend.
And it goes back to my first saying in the first show, scared money don't make money. And by putting the money into a show and letting your product grow, people see that and they like that and they enjoy that. And it looks more professional. And
instead of bouncing around from venue to venue, some companies do. ESW runs two places. The Johnsburg Fire Hall, where they run 99.9% of their shows.
Which is their Monday Night Raw.
And then they run their two big shows at the Keenan Center in Lockport.
Which is their WrestleMania and SummerSlam.
Yeah. So they have a formula. It works.
My thing is, I'm not going to get on the soapbox. We're going to continue. We're going to stay on topic and stay on subject. But my thing is that if you see this formula working, promoters in the area, all over the area, all over New York, I'm going to say, New York, the state of New York, why not follow it?
Exactly.
Why not follow it? If you see it works, why not freaking follow it? My opinion, my soapbox. I'm putting my soapbox away.
Putting the soapbox
Pat G, let's get down to the results.
All right. In match number 1, you saw big-time Bill Collier defeating Cheech, who was missing in action by his tag team partner, who suffered a concussion at the hands of the Hate Brigade.
Yeah, I was there for that match. I watched it. It was awesome. Not this match, not the Collier match, but the last show.
Yeah, the Hate Brigade beatdown.
Hate Brigade beatdown. Try to send them to Valhalla.
Yes.
Next match is the Rochester Wrecking Crew Tag Team Champions and Chris Cooper. They did defeat the Oliver Street Express and Kevin Bennett. I mean, you got Rob Sweet, Hellcat, and Chris Cooper, 3 vets, up against the Oliver Street Express, 2 rookies, and Kevin Bennett, who's just on the cusp of becoming a... Well, no, he's been wrestling long enough to be, to be a seasoned wrestler.
Yeah.
So, right there, experience is going to win. Automatic.
Well, the new ESW Interstate Champion, Coconut Jones, holding a open challenge to the locker room. And his opponents ended up being Cloudy and Inferno Johnny Adams in a triple threat match. And he did retain his championship.
Yeah. Very cool. Next match was James Rude Boy Riley. And he defeated Alex Daniels. I don't know much about either one of these guys. Sorry.
2 talents from out of state.
Yeah.
I believe both guys came up from Ohio. Anthony Gaines was definitely looking forward to this match.
Yeah.
And he said this match was going to be one of the matches to keep your eyes on if you're at the show.
See, because I was out on injury, I kind of lost touch with wrestling. I haven't been around it other than doing the podcast and, been around it. But, definitely got to check these guys out. Next match is Brandon Thurston defeating Gregory Iron. Gregory Iron returning to ESW. He's been one of the mainstays a couple of times. He's been there several times. He's the ESW favorite. But Brandon Thurston is the man, is just the man. That's it.
Yeah. And he's always accompanied by the patron saints of professional wrestling.
Yeah, the two guys that bullied you out of, the ESW hour.
Yeah.
And turned it to a half hour.
Yes, they
Good
did.
job, Pat G. Good job. Dropped the ball there.
Well, I'm sorry. Like I said, all I had was Anthony Gaines.
Yeah.
Next match was Asylum defeating John McChesney by disqualification. Looks like these two men are going to have words again at the next ESW show, maybe in a no DQ match.
Maybe. Since they keep... Wait, those last two matches were DQ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a no DQ match, and that's going to be a great match, because that way someone has to win. There has to be a winner, and it has to be by pinfall or submission.
Yes.
It has to be. But with no DQ being in there, if that comes to fruition, what tricks are up John McChesney's sleeve? McChesney does have a bodyguard now.
Yes, he does.
Asylum is big enough to be his own freaking bodyguard. So
this is true.
It's something that you got to watch for. That match is going to be something to watch.
Yes.
Next match, a match that I'm kind of pissed off that I missed, because this kid has been busting his ass. I have to give it to him. He's been doing his thing the whole entire time. He's been training, working hard, wrestling where he can, doing the thing that a greenhorn or a rookie should be doing. And he finally got his due. Anthony Gaines made his debut at ESW, and he did it against RJ City, the guy who spat in his face. Yes, it was a spat. He spat in his face. And he did get his comeuppance. He did get his revenge. Anthony Gaines defeating RJ City at ESW.
Next match saw Mikey Every Night, Terrell Kenneth, and Steve Gage, the patron saints of professional wrestling, defeating Vince Valor and Matt Milan, teaming with Hornswoggle. Was that 90 days? Hornswoggle he wasn't really competing. So he didn't get a 90-day clause. I don't believe he did.
So, yeah. So, with that being said, Hornswoggle can jump in the ring.
Yeah.
Because Hornswoggle was a wrestler prior.
Yes.
That's how he got picked up.
I don't think he had that clause.
Because he wasn't in competition, so they didn't give him a clause. That's awesome. Awesome for Hornswoggle. He can definitely, get some money made out there, and stay in the indie scene. Stay noticed.
I do remember a few people posted after the show. They were incredibly honored to get advice from him. He has a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, super cool. The main event. Oh wait, but also after that match, Matt Milan turned on his best friend.
Oh, did he?
You didn't see that?
I did not see that.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that either.
Matt Milan powerbombed the hell out of Vince Valor, because he is the only Top Gun. He is the Maverick. And that's what he was basically saying. So, with that being done, Matt Milan and Vince Valor's best friendship over.
Done.
Kaput.
Better friends, bitter enemies.
Just bitter enemies. Not even friends anymore.
Not even,
just bitter enemies. But the last match, ESW Heavyweight Championship. The title holder, Will Cock of the Walk Clarician, defeating Johnny Puma, who came back after that 8-man?
Yeah.
8-man Rumble, be number one contender. He defeats Johnny Puma to retain his title.
And to coin the phrase Anthony Gaines said, this was the end of the era, because these are the last two ESW originals.
Oh, wow.
So this, to him, was kind of an end of an era. That's why Johnny Puma relinquished his commissionership.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why a new ESW commissioner was named.
Oh, that is right. Do you know who the commissioner is?
I do not.
You don't know who the
I saw pictures. I did not see a name of the commissioner. But I was hoping that would be something you knew.
The commissioner is a veteran in the Rochester, Buffalo, all over area. He comes out to one of the best theme songs music ever played in the indie wrestling scene. I remember watching this guy wrestle Brody Lee in Rochester when I first started. First started my career. That man is the one, the only, Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, wow.
Yes, indeed. Jimmy Olsen is now the new commissioner. And I wish I was there because it had been a freaking fun time. That guy is awesome. He's super awesome.
That's awesome.
You know, super awesome, super fun guy. Yeah, that was ESW. I mean, it's a quick rundown. Unfortunately, we weren't there personally. But, you know, like I said, sometimes life gets in the way. What was I doing Saturday? Why didn't I go to that?
You made your return to the ring.
Did I?
Out in the Rochester area.
Did I?
Yes, you did. Teaming, making it be a tag team match facing Midnight in Vegas.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gabriel Soul back in the building, back in the ring. I did make my entrance. My return entrance. I did make a huge entrance, though. It was a huge pop. All the people that were there, super huge welcome back to UW. I've been in UW probably
a year
and a half, maybe.
Year and a half. Yeah.
And as soon as I hit the crowd, as soon as I hit the curtain and came out, fans went crazy. They loved it. You know, I loved it. Thank you for the warm welcome back. You know, we did go up against the new to the roster Midnight in Vegas, Robbie Vegas and Marcus Midnight, and I did have my tag team partner who was Mad Dog Xavier Jones. You know, good kid. You know, coming up, great talent in this business. He's coming up a lot and he's learning a lot. He is being trained by Mikey Everynight and Brandon Thurston at the Grapplers Anonymous Center. Oh, wow. Wrestling Center.
Solid right there.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely learning. He's a great kid. He listens. He knows. He respects. You know, and it's something that's hard to come by nowadays, but he's definitely doing it. But my return to the ring, UW, tag match. I mean, we did lose, but I mean, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, but next time I'm punching somebody in the face.
Well, considering your track record with Midnight in Vegas,
yeah,
I believe you should just punch both of them in the face and get it over with.
I might as well. I mean, it may happen that way, I remember I punched Thomas Brewington and Eric Eminon both in the face,
You did.
They needed it, So, I mean, I've done it to a tag team once, do it to a tag team again. But next segment,
yes,
we're just rolling through this show. This is a bam, bam, bam show. Roman Reigns. We're going straight to the national scene right now. We'll come back to the indie scene just to go over a lot of shows coming up this weekend, next weekend.
We'll definitely have time.
But right now the big thing is Roman Reigns suspension. Now, I don't think anything's been released on why he was suspended, other than the wellness policy.
I don't know. I
don't think it was. I don't think WWE actually tells people why he was suspended. Just the wellness policy. I mean, the insiders may, release something and say something, but WWE isn't going to say anything. I honestly believe it's marijuana.
I believe it's that too.
That's what everybody's leaning to. I mean, and that's why that's why he went on his Twitter page and was like, "I'm sorry to all my fans and friends and family." Things like that, because it wasn't anything big. If it was something like a muscle enhancer or something like that, I don't think. I don't know. I honestly don't think they may have suspended him. I think they may have taken him off the TV, and not told anybody. But with this, I think they honestly just was like, all right, dude, Take a break. Take 30 days.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, a lot of people, a report did come out, while not saying what it was, is they found out about it Saturday.
Before the pay-per-view?
Either Saturday or the day of the pay-per-view.
Ah.
They found out about it. But because... And I'm going to say, WWE knows what they're doing. Okay?
Of course.
So if they find out about it Saturday or Sunday, day of pay-per-view, okay? You know what? All you got to... They know they have this set plan. Yes, they can make adjustments and everything, but they have this set plan of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins for the title.
Yeah, you can't make it. There is no adjustment for the biggest match that you have on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, there's no adjustment. So if they knew, okay, this falls back to when Rob Van Dam got caught in 2006. Because at that time, he was WWE and ECW champion.
Right.
They were going to roll with him. Unfortunately, he got arrested, marijuana, so on and so forth, and they were like, okay, you lose. He lost both titles that week, and then then served his suspension, and never really got caught. Never really got momentum back again.
Right.
Now, if you look at a couple past suspensions, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, and even back in the 80s when Jim Duggan and Iron Sheik got caught. And back in those days, you were still trying to live the thing that wrestling was real.
Right.
And that. It was something that some of them guys came back from, some of them couldn't. Is this going to hurt Roman Reigns? I don't know. But
I don't think so.
But is the Roman Reigns experiment over? I doubt it.
What do you mean? What do you mean experiment?
A lot of people are now saying this might. It's not going to hurt him when he's going to come back, but this might alter what WWE had planned for him.
I don't think so. I see Vince knowing that he is the new John Cena, because John Cena's getting older now. John Cena's about to take that back step to the backstage and kind of stay back a little bit. He's still going to wrestle, but he's about to start putting the guys over. So I don't think Roman Reigns is going to lose momentum. I think Roman is still going to come back stronger than ever. I think Roman is still going to be that guy. Stupid mistakes are done. WWE gives several chances. They give a million chances before they actually cut ties with you. So no, I don't think this is going to hinder any of his progress.
Yeah.
It's going to stop it, of course. 30 days off of TV. Yeah, probably not getting paid right now.
No, not at all.
So hope you got some money saved up, Roman. But I mean, at this moment in time, he's still that guy. He's still one of the Shield. He's still one of the top 3-tier guys in Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. He's still there.
With this happening, they finally pulled the trigger on the Shield triple threat. And a lot of people said they pulled the trigger because of the brand extension. Okay? Well, now that's shot to hell. Do you see, hopefully maybe down the road they can revisit this, but that's to an extent a dream match for some people.
It is a dream match. It's an awesome match.
Yeah.
You got 3 friends, in and out of the ring. You got 3 guys that know each other. You got 3 guys that travel together, 3 guys that work together, 3 guys that have put in time with each other. And then you got 3 guys that are at the top of their game right now. Yes, this is a dream match for a lot of people. It's a dream match for me. Yeah, and I didn't really care for the Shield when they first came out, but seeing them now as they branched off into 3 separate entities of their own characters, I would love to see the Shield reunion fight against each other, if that makes sense.
Yeah, my biggest thing with Roman Reigns is when he's trying to be the over the top babyface. It doesn't work for me. But when he comes out as that smug, cocky asshole, It works. It works.
It does work. And when he's trying to put... And you're right. I think that his look... He is a pretty boy. And don't get me wrong, he's got a nice smile. He's got the eyes, you know. He's got the long, wet hair. He's got the build.
Yeah.
But coming out, like you said, coming out as that, you know, kiss babies and shake hands face is not what he should do. He doesn't prosper that way.
No.
You know, when he does it, it comes off as not genuine. He's not. You can probably tell that he's not that person in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So for him trying to play that role, he's not that guy.
It's awkward and uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly. So he needs to be that smug, just like you said, smug. I'm not smiling. I'm not here to be your friend. You know, not and not be a tweener. You know, still get the fans behind him, but I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to, you know, I'm not here to, you know,
play nice.
Yeah, play nice.
Be all buddy. Like when he dropped the line of like with the title and I am the guy. I love that line because that's what he should be.
Right.
That smug, overconfident cockiness. That's what works for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope, like, after he comes back from the suspension, that's what they roll with.
Yeah.
Because you have Seth Rollins, who is just who's being cheered as the face, but he's trying to be the overheel.
He's going to be the overheel. You can still be a heel and get cheered.
Yeah. And then you have Dean Ambrose, who just is Dean Ambrose.
Let's talk about Dean Ambrose. A lot of people are hating on Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why, because he has jeans and a t-shirt. So what?
Yep.
The Brooklyn Brawler had freaking jeans and a damn t-shirt. You don't hate the Brooklyn Brawler? Oh, he's one of the greatest wrestlers ever. He's been there for 35 years. Brooklyn Brawler. He's lost every match and put everybody over. He's the one that made WWE on his back. But he wrestled in jeans and a damn t-shirt. And a leather hat.
Yeah. And had a cigar.
And a leather hat.
Yep.
So how in the hell can you say Brooklyn Brawler and not put Dean Ambrose there? Dean Ambrose is an awesome competitor. Awesome wrestler.
And I look at... And Dean Ambrose, like, the night of Money in the Bank, he said if he won it, if he won the briefcase, he's told you what he was going to do. Very a la past champions. Bret Hart was like that. Bret Hart came out. Bret Hart did what he said. He did what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And that a lot of people, some people are saying Ambrose reminds him. Like, Ambrose is a guy that, you know what? If he doesn't have a plan, but when he does, you better be damn he's going to execute it.
Right.
And this is the thing. He's the lunatic fringe, but you have to expect the unexpected from Dean Ambrose.
And that you should, you know. I mean, some of the things I didn't care for the Asylum match that Dean came up with. I didn't care for it too much, but
in a PG era, those kind of matches just don't work.
Yeah, but Dean Ambrose is that wild card. He truly is that wild card.
Yeah. So
back to the main point of it, these three guys in a triple threat match would be phenomenal. Super phenomenal.
Absolutely.
You know.
But the Roman Reigns suspension and the Roman Reigns suspension hurt it, and unfortunately it's one of them things that will have to change, will have to be put on the shelf for the time being. But that's okay, because it's not like it's never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to. It's just not going to happen when everybody thought it was going to, unfortunately.
That's true. But I mean, it's something that will happen, something that should happen, and once it does happen, all you fanboys are going to freaking blow your tops.
Oh, absolutely.
They're going to blow their tops.
Yeah.
And speaking of blow your tops, you should blow your money on Amazon.com. And when you do blow your money at Amazon.com, you should do it through the GearNetwork.com/Amazon. And the reason why you should do it that way is because every single time you go through the Gear Network link, GearNetwork.com/Amazon, you kick back everything that you spend your money on through your Amazon account, your own personal Amazon account. Everything that's purchased kicks back to the Gear Network. Not everything, I take that back. But everything you purchase there, some portion of it kicks back to the GearNetwork.com. That way we keep the lights on. That way we keep the electricity going. That way we keep Turnbuckle Talk Radio podcast in your ear like an eargasm, baby. That way, you help us out, we help you out. See, one hand washes the other. Right, Veggie?
Definitely. And while you're checking out the TTRP, the Turnbuckle Talk Radio podcast, you can also check out the other shows on the Gear Network. Getting Ready America, Talking Wrestling, Better Live Than Dead, among other shows.
Yeah.
Gear Network, they have a ton of shows for all kinds of listeners.
Yeah, so check them out. What we're going to do right now, we're going to take a little break. Back at you in a second. You know how it is. Listen to these commercials and stay tuned for the TTRP, baby. Get them!
Hey everyone, John Cimino here for the Gear Radio Network, and you have asked and asked repeatedly, what is up with the app? We know you have one, and you never push it, you never do anything with it. Well, guess what? We got a better one, and it is free, it is absolutely available for you, and there's so much more you can do with it. Visit GearNetwork.com and click Get the App. It's up on the top banner, or if you're feeling really brave, head to GearNetwork.mobapp.at on your mobile phone and your mobile phone's browser, and you can take Gear Network with you wherever you go. Listen to every show on the Gear Network right from the app. You can view all of our social networks in real time. You can read Gear Network and BLTDsports.com blogs in real time, and you can also shop Amazon and help us out and help you out. It is free. Did I mention that? Again, GearNetwork.com or GearNetwork.mobapp.at. Download it right now. Hey, Don, how's it going?
Living the dream. I'm actually just getting ready to do this commercial.
Oh, you mean the commercial where I tell our listeners to tune into Gear Network every week to listen to our show, Get Ready America? That one?
Yeah, John, that's the one.
They can also listen to us talk about news, sports, whatever's on our minds, that.
And a little what's on our listeners' minds, but they're just too nice to say it.
Well, that, Dawn, is a real humdinger.
Humdinger.
Come join us this and every week for Get Ready America exclusively on the Gear Radio Network.
And the Gear Network app.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I am Ryan Wolf.
it's Mr. Perez.
And I have a question for you, Perez.
What's your question?
Do you like to listen to people talk about sports?
No. Of course I like sports and listening to people talk about sports.
Well, guess what? I have the perfect solution for
You
you.
have a solution for me?
There's a podcast
Okay.
on this very network.
This network?
Every single week you can hear it.
Really?
New content, latest and breaking news. We talk about baseball, football, hockey, basketball, soccer, UFC, whatever you want to talk about.
So sports in general.
They talk about sports in general. You got
Okay.
it.
I like
you
it.
know the dictionary.
I like
very,
it.
Very proud of you.
Thank you.
I must say, tune in. We are Better Live Than Dead
You're not.
every single week. You're not going to want to miss it exclusively here on the Gear Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thank you for joining us at the TTRP. I have no idea why I did it that way. It was just something I wanted to do.
Just something you felt like doing?
Just something I felt like doing.
Nothing wrong with
But
that.
ladies and gentlemen, we're going to piggyback off a segment 2 that we just talked about. Talking about Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. And you know what that means? We're going to talk about money in the mother bank. I had to edit myself there because you don't have a dump button. You're sitting over looking
You don't
at
have to
something
edit
else.
yourself. It's a podcast.
That's true, but I got people that listen to the podcast. Speaking of people that listen to the podcast,
Yeah.
I got in trouble
Why did you get in trouble?
because I mentioned I can't even remember her damn name now. See? What was her name? Spinelli.
Casey Spinelli.
Casey Spinelli.
Your thing about her. You got in trouble with someone, didn't you?
I did get in trouble with someone. And so Casey, I don't love you. No.
Yeah, you have to take it back.
I have to take it back. and truly mean it too. So, I'm sorry for telling another woman that I love her. I think I said, did I say I love her?
Yes, you did.
I did. Okay,
you did.
I mean, but I'm Gabriel Soul. I make things happen. I make it do what it do.
Yes, you do. But you have to remember, Gabriel Soul has a life outside of the podcast.
That is true.
That Gabriel Soul has to be aware of.
Yeah.
Just like Batman.
Just like Batman
has a life outside of Batman.
Just like Batman has Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
Alright, so you're
Gabriel
right.
Soul has his alter ego.
He does. Thank you for not saying that name. I appreciate that. Alright, so, yes, indeed, to the person that's listening, because I know you're going to listen to it. Hi. Mwah. That's for you. Only you. No doubt. Make it do what it do. Alright, so, back to Money in the Bank. It was a great show. As Pat G is still... I gave Pat G time to try and find the results, and he still can't find the results.
It takes time to find the results.
I talked about a whole nother woman, and still did not. He still didn't have enough time.
It's not like I have the results automatically saved. Okay,
you should.
I need to plan ahead better.
It's a podcast. You should have it already ready.
I should. It's my fault.
Yeah, you can swear it's a podcast.
It is. It's called. We just put a little thing called explicit next to the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. And just like when I tell you to write stuff down, and you write it down in your mind, like you told me, huh?
Yeah.
How do you?
I remember better that way.
How do you write stuff down in your mind?
Imaginary paper and pencil, and just write it down. We talked about what we were going to talk about 24 hours ago.
And every single time I tell you, whenever we talk about something, I say, Pat G, text it to me, or Pat G, write it down.
I'm sorry.
And Pat G, you don't do either of them.
All right.
And we come into this.
You know what? I will start doing these things. I'm sorry that I work at 3 o'clock in the morning. All right?
I sit there and say, Pat G, write it down. Or Pat G, text it to me.
You know what? Okay, then.
And what do you do, Pat G?
And I don't. Because I try to be all proud and shit and try to remember on my own, and it fails. So from now on, we will do these things.
You will. Like, okay,
Yes.
Not a problem.
Why do I have to be it? Why
Because
can't you write it down when we're talking about it?
Because I usually do. Pat G, the last
Then
couple
where was your
episodes,
magical pad of paper today?
Pat G, we did 4 episodes right now?
We're on 5. So,
this is the 5th one right now?
This is the 5th one. The 4th one you were not a part of, because that was the ESW half hour.
Okay, so the first 3 episodes, and you came over here.
Yes.
We wrote down exactly what needed to be said and done for the segments.
Yes, we did.
You come up with the segment for this show. Mm-hmm. You came up with the whole show.
Yeah.
I said, okay, cool, Pat G,
I write it down because I remembered it. Because you asked me, what are we talking about? And I'm going over it, and you're like, write it down. Fine, I wrote it down. So from now on, I will, for your personal enjoyment, I will write it down.
I love laughing at Pat G.
I'm sorry, you have 6 years on me, and Alzheimer's is kicking in.
I love laughing at Pat G. Ladies and gentlemen, Money in the Bank results. Here we go. The show started off with the Golden Truth defeating Fabrizi. Yes, I said Fabrizi because I know it's, Fanbreeze, whatever it is.
Febreze? That's what it is.
Is it Febreze? I thought it was Breeze Dango.
No, it's Febreze.
Yeah, Febreze. That's gonna get copyrighted.
That's original.
Soon. That's gonna get copyrighted soon.
I think it's a matter of the spelling.
Yeah, that makes a difference. It is an A to an E, so it's different.
It was a horrible match.
Yeah,
it was just a horrible match.
It was a horrible match.
That's why I was on. That was crucial.
It was a horrible match. It was stupid. I mean, it was story driven. Don't get me wrong.
Oh no, absolutely.
It is story driven. They are building a story with it. However, I didn't like the match. No. I didn't.
Not
but oh well. Next match after that was the Lucha Dragons. They defeated the Dudley Boys via pinfall.
At this point, nothing against the Dudley Boys. They're the veteran tag team that's there to get guys over.
And that's what they're supposed to do.
And that's what they're. Yeah.
I mean, it comes a time when you are at a high point of your career, and you stay at that high point, and then when you start to come down, you pass the torch.
I'm not saying that neither of them can't go anymore because they can. It's just at this point the WWE needs that veteran tag team to be like,
Put over the guys.
Put
It's
over
time.
the guys we need.
WWE, not WWE, Dudley Boys, what? They've been champions all over the freaking world.
Yeah.
Japan,
ECW, WCW, WEE.
I mean, just all over the world. Like, literally. All over the world. They were 2 CW champions.
Yeah. They will go down as one of the best tag teams of all time.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're just passing the torch.
Yep.
So, I mean, it is what it is. Fatal 4-Way WWE Tag Team title match. It was the New Day, Luke Gallows and Anderson, the club, the Vaudevillains, and Enzo and Kaz for a 4-way WWE Tag Team title. The New Day did win.
Yes.
That was a pretty good match. Even though I fell asleep on some of it, I was tired. When I fell asleep and I woke up, I watched the ending of it. I heard there were some botches.
Oh my god, the ending was so horrible. It's so horrible. Nothing against Luke Gallows, but he stood there. He stood there, and instead of doing something to kind of try to make up for it, he stood and waited. Which to me just telegraphed it even more.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the live audience, okay, if you're in front of a live audience, not everybody's going to be smart and catch on. But if you're watching it on TV, you're like, wait a minute, that didn't seem right to me.
That didn't sound right.
That's what it was. Overall, the match was good up until that point.
Okay.
Moving on. Baron Corbin defeating Dolph Ziggler in match number 652.
Still a good match.
It was.
Still a good match.
Then, the match I was looking forward to because I was hoping that maybe they would take the women's division a different way. It was good for what it was, and they are taking it in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte and Dana Brooke defeating Natalya and Becky Lynch. Natalya turning on Becky Lynch and going heel.
Yeah.
Heel Natalya, I'd like to see what happens. But there's also reports that she's kind of just working out her contracts until it's up, and then she's done. Because her husband is done.
Yeah. Is it official?
I haven't heard an official word, but from all intents and purposes, from what I've read, he's done.
It sucks because he was just getting, just getting his due.
Yeah,
and
especially being with Cesaro.
Yeah, and being good, and it sucks.
Yeah,
man, that sucks. What's the next match? Apollo Crews and Sheamus. I fell asleep on this match. Not that it was a bad match. I was just sleepy. I was tired.
Well, it killed the crowd.
Did it?
It killed the crowd.
Oh, wow.
Between the women's match and the Apollo Crews and Sheamus match, it killed the crowd.
Yeah. Okay. That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I fell asleep and it wasn't because the match was bad. I was just tired.
It killed the crowd. But the next match got the crowd alive and awake again. AJ Styles and John Cena. Back and forth. Fit kick-out finishers. Just what you hope this match would have been.
You know what the awesome part about this match was? It wasn't anything about the match. It was when I woke up and I started watching the beginning. I watched the match from the beginning and the end. And my 4-year-old son, comes in the room and he says, "Dad, is that John Cena?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "And you can't see me?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then he goes like this, and he does the "can't see me," the "can't see me" sign. I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh my gosh, that's so awesome!" And I'm like, "Yo, 4-year-old, my 4-year-old knows who John Cena is."
Yes.
And then after he leaves out the room, and it runs back, and he says, "Dad, guess what?" And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "John Cena." So
very nice, very nice.
So that's just awesome. Like, that just shows you that just like Hulk Hogan, John Cena is the Hulk Hogan of this
Oh
day
yeah,
and age.
absolutely.
You know, everybody remembers Hulk Hogan. If you say, I'm a pro wrestler, I know wrestling, they're going to be like, first thing that comes out of their mouth, I watched it with Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant and all those guys, you know?
Yep.
And that's the first thing that comes out of their mouth.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
John Cena is amazing. I don't care what anybody says. But this match was awesome,
It was.
you know.
Granted, it ended
Stupid.
tainted.
Stupid. I say stupid.
Yeah,
You can say
tainted.
tainted. I say
Tainted,
stupid.
stupid. But it allows the feud to continue.
It does.
It does.
It does. The next match
Money in the Bank.
is the match that is claimed the name of this pay-per-view, the Money in the Bank ladder match, when the winner must climb a ladder and grab that golden briefcase. Remember when the briefcase was red and blue for SmackDown and Raw?
Yep.
You know? But yeah, the Money in the Bank ladder match. And this match had Dean Ambrose, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, Chris Jericho, soon as Pat G stops moving the damn thing, Kevin Owens, Alberto Del Rio. And by process of elimination, me looking at it, I already eliminated Alberto Del Rio and I already eliminated Chris Jericho.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I looked at it and I thought about it. I said, Cesaro, maybe. I don't think so, however. And I brought it down, honestly, to Dean Ambrose or Kevin Owens.
So
And-
did I.
And I was 100% correct. You know, Kevin Owens should be champion right now. However, Dean Ambrose did win.
Yes. Dean Ambrose did capture the briefcase.
Yeah. And as soon as Dean Ambrose grabbed the title and won, there was a distinct sound that was heard all across Western New York. Loud, high-pitched sound. Crazy sound. Brian Jennings was yelling from the top of his roof.
Yes, he was.
Yelling.
Not to mention, also, make louder than Brian Jennings
No.
was the city of Cleveland
Oh, City of Cleveland,
and the state of Ohio in general.
I don't think the City of Cleveland, the state of Ohio, was louder than Brian Jennings.
Yeah, this is true.
Moxley! Oh!
But for all you know, he could have been there too.
He was supposed to be there.
Oh, he was supposed to be.
He wasn't there.
He wasn't.
He posted on his Facebook. He was supposed to be there. And for everybody that doesn't know who's listening to this, Brian Jennings is a professional wrestler, indie wrestler in Western New York. He lives here. And him and Brian Jennings were both taught by Les Thatcher. Brian Jennings and Dean Ambrose are best friends.
Yes.
So,
they're the best of friends.
legit best friends.
Outside the ring.
Yeah. You know, so it's super funny that, you know, Dean Ambrose won and Brian Jennings was not.
I'm sure Brian Jennings was going.
He was pissed. He was pissed.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, he was pissed.
If he was supposed to go and couldn't go.
Then the next match, I didn't watch. I heard this was a bad match. Rusev defeated Titus O'Neil to retain his United States Championship.
The match was based around the fact Rusev basically making a mockery out of Titus O'Neil and his children.
Really?
His children were at ringside.
Right.
And it was Father's Day.
It was Father's Day.
So the entire match, Rusev basically was making Titus O'Neil look like a schmuck in front of his children.
Really? Come on.
And yelling at his children, look at your loser dad.
That's stupid. He does have like 15 kids, though. He does. He's got a lot of kids.
The main event of the evening, the WWE World Heavyweight title match, Seth Rollins facing Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins winning with the pedigree. Shocked face. The announcers going off like Seth Rollins is now a 2-time WWE champion without losing it. So on and so forth. And then
he lost it.
All of a sudden, the Money in the Bank winner, Dean Ambrose.
The music hits. Da, 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 da.
Wrong music.
Oh, my bad.
comes out from behind Seth Rollins, decks him with the briefcase, cashes it in, gets in the ring. Dirty deeds, 1, 2, 3. Ambrose walks out with the championship.
It was a great match. I mean, it was quick, fast, no blown spots. It was awesome.
It was what it needed to be.
Like, that's how I want matches to be. I get in there, hit you with something, hit you with a move, cyclone punch, 1, 2, 3, done. Pay me. Pin me, pay me. Just that simple. So, with Money in the Bank results out of the way,
Yes.
with Roman Reigns laying back on an island beach right now, smoking trees again. Because he's got 30 days. He can smoke all day on the first day of his suspension.
Yep.
And then not smoke no more for the rest of the month.
Yeah.
And it'll be out of the system.
Exactly.
So everybody doesn't know marijuana only stays in your system for 30 days. The cells split in half, and no cells split in half, and the no cells split in half until it's dissipated out of your body. You learned something new today. Science, baby. So
Science.
Science rocks. So with that being done, let's talk WWE brand split.
Yeah.
The reason why we're talking
happening very soon.
It will be happening very soon. Did you see Johnny? Oh God! In that red suit and them white shoes.
Yes.
Get it, Johnny Jim.
I'm wondering who else they're gonna pull out that's gonna want to try to throw their name in the hat.
Well, I mean
because they brought out Teddy Long,
right? Teddy Long is there.
Longest reigning SmackDown general manager.
Yep.
They brought out Big Johnny,
Yep.
who's run both shows with people power.
Yep.
The only other, of course, Stephanie McMahon was the GM of SmackDown at the time.
Right.
The only other two people that I can possibly think of are Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff.
Speaking of Bischoff's going to be
Yes.
in Buffalo, New York.
Yes.
We'll talk about that after.
Yes. Those are the only other two people that I can see them bringing on Raw to campaign to lead the charge of the brand. But Paul Heyman doesn't really make sense in the sense that he's the advocate. He's the
Advocate?
Yes. Of Brock Lesnar.
True. However, Brock is...
Currently focusing on other things at the moment.
He's focusing on his UFC.
Yes.
So right now, with Heyman being the ESW owner, the previous ESW owner.
ECW.
Yes, I said ESW.
You said ESW.
I did, because ESW is on the brain. Best Western New York company. Sorry, putting it out there. Prove me wrong. ECW owner, he knows how to run a company. So...
This is true.
And
he was the general manager of SmackDown for a time.
So could he be the general manager of SmackDown?
Or Raw?
Be general manager of Raw. It could happen.
Yeah. Now, Eric Bischoff, general manager of Raw.
Yep.
Definitely have a voice said, but does Bischoff make an appearance?
They could bring back the anonymous general manager. They could bring back the iPad.
Yeah, the computer.
They could bring the iPad.
As long as the coal mine makes it return when he does it, I'll be happy.
The coal miner?
The coal miners. The coal mine. His little box.
Yeah.
That was funny.
For all the coal miners.
Yes.
Yeah. I hate Michael Cole.
I think everyone hates Michael Cole.
I hate He's an awesome heel commentator. And he's not heel anymore.
Everyone hates Michael Cole.
He's not heel anymore.
No.
But, with that, WWE is reaching out to a lot of the
past stars. Some on the younger side still. Carlito, MVP.
Goldberg.
They've reached out to Shelton Benjamin, Kurt Angle, Goldberg, among others.
I'm still waiting for them to call me. My phone is on me at all times. I'm just waiting for you guys to call me.
Talk to your buddy Goldberg.
I could talk to Goldberg. Goldberg loved me when I was.
I'm just saying, he did give you permission to use the jackhammer.
Personal permission to use the jackhammer.
Yes.
That's on YouTube.
There is video evidence.
There is video evidence. Yes. That I think I'm gonna put that link up just to show you guys that Goldberg actually gave me permission to use the jackhammer in Western New York area, all over actually. And no, I'm sorry, not Western New York. He said the independent scene.
Yes.
Yep. So,
which you have used it a couple of times.
I have used it. I've used it at OSPW. Thomas Brilliantine actually kicked but Elmo in the back of the head, and I jackhammered him.
Yes.
I did jackhammer Maximo Suave at UW to retain my internet title in a 6-man. Let me see, what else? When did I use the jackhammer? I used the jackhammer on somebody else and pinned somebody. Yeah, you don't kick out of the jackhammer.
No, just not at all. It's just one of the moves that are done.
Yep, you just don't. But on to the other people that they're reaching out to. I mean, they're reaching out to a lot of people, and I think by them reaching out to all these old school stars, it's going to bring a lot of people back to wrestling. You got a lot of fans that follow Goldberg, and they're like, "Are you coming back? Are you coming back? When are you coming back?" You know.
Well, the announcement of him being involved in WWE 2K17
is amazing.
And a lot of people thought he was, and he had to go out and say, no, this deals with just 2K. It has nothing to do with WWE.
Nothing to do with WWE. Here's my likeness, and that's it.
Yeah,
you know?
He's getting paid for the likeness in the game.
Right.
The fact that you'll be able to spear and jackhammer WWE stars will be hilarious to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, you were still able to do it anyway.
Yeah,
you just can do it with Goldberg now.
Yes.
You know, wasn't Goldberg already in one of the games though? Yes, I think he is. Anyway, I can't remember. I think he is. This isn't something special.
Yeah.
It's just he's just in a new generation game.
Oh,
he was already in one of the SmackDown games. Or Raw vs. SmackDown games, I remember.
in the past.
Yeah. So, I think it's something where it's going to bring in a lot of fans that were WWE fans prior, as soon as they see some of their favorites come back to the big screen.
Well, Kurt Angle, like I said, he says he wants to come back for one match, and he knows his in-ring career is pretty much done.
Yep.
He wants to one match, and he wants to transition into managing, and he named American Alpha.
Mm-hmm. Of course he named American Alpha. It looks just like him. It's you know, what is it? What was the tag team?
The World's Greatest Tag Team.
Yeah, World's Greatest Tag Team 2.0.
Haas. Yeah. If Angle comes back, I'd like to see him in a manager role, maybe even a commissioner role.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I don't like Kurt on the mic anymore. I don't.
No,
I can see him as a manager, managing a tag team, but I don't see Kurt getting the mic for more than a couple of minutes. Yeah, a couple of more minutes being out there in front of a crowd. So I don't know, but that's my take on it. But
on the flip side of this, them bringing in all these older guys, the independent scene opens up.
And why do you think the independent scene opens up?
Because guys that are working the shows now, you have your Billy Guns, you have your Goldbergs who make appearances, Angles out there wrestling. Other guys that they're reaching out to, Carlito, MVP, Elijah Burke, or the Pope, excuse me. While they've been going on the independent scene and making appearances, doing seminars and all, if they do end up back at the WWE, it opens up spots for guys in a lot of places that they won't be.
Yeah. I don't know
for sure
what you're saying. I don't think it's going to open up spots for guys because...
not spots. Maybe widen the opportunity.
Okay.
Not open up for spots, but it opens up more opportunity for a lot of guys that may already travel. Now they travel... Say they live in New York and they travel to mostly the Northeast, maybe down south a little bit or whatever. Now, some of the feds that would book these guys in, Central America or whatever, the Midwest, it opens up opportunities for more guys to expand and get their name out there even more. Mm-hmm. Because. Yeah, you have guys like Tyson Dukes who's part of the cruiserweight thing. You have guys like Pepper Perks. You've guys like John McChesney who've been up and around. They've gone places. Now, it's with this happening, I feel like more opportunities are going to open for more guys to come to get to that level because they get their name out more.
True. However, I don't think it's going to change the indie scene because the names that are leaving the indie scene, let's just say a lot of the names do sign like the WWE. That's going to pull away. And with a wrestler working up against a name gives him that oomph, gives him that push.
Yeah.
Like right now, Sean Carr has a matchup against Johnny Morrison.
Yes.
If Johnny Morrison was to be signed by WWE and had to back out of that
it
match,
hurt Sean Carr.
it hurt Sean Carr, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and not too bad, because Sean Carr's already making a name for himself, but, you know, going against, you know, Johnny Mundo, you know, is something which
It's very huge.
Exactly. So I don't think it would advance the indie scene.
So while there's some pro to it, there's a lot of con.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. There'll be a lot more spots for people. There'll be a lot more money to spread around for spots.
Yeah.
You know, however, you have to make sure that your matches that you're in for those spots that you're getting, make them count.
Absolutely.
And make sure that they're up against someone who actually knows how to work.
Absolutely.
So, that's that. I think that's the show.
Pretty much.
Is it? Is that the end of the show?
Well, with an interview, we usually end up about an hour and 15.
Why didn't we get an interview this show? We both could have interviewed, or you could have interviewed anybody. You were doing family stuff.
Yeah.
I could have interviewed somebody. Who could I have interviewed? I could have interviewed Terry Cadillac.
Oh,
I could have got an exclusive with Terry Cadillac and this whole McWillis bullshit.
Yeah, you know what?
I could have interviewed... Hold on. I could have also interviewed Midnight in Vegas. I was on the road with them.
This is very true.
I could have also interviewed Rob Cook.
Yes.
I could have also interviewed... I think that's it.
There's somebody named Bill.
Dewey was there.
Huh?
I could have interviewed Dewey. Big Mother Trucker. Yeah. I don't know.
I remember you saying somebody, but I can't. It's some kind of name that might be behind the whole...
He wasn't there.
Oh.
Wasn't there. I looked, and that's the first name I asked about.
Yes.
Wasn't there.
Wasn't there?
Yeah. I will get it next time.
Because this whole issue is causing a lot of frustration.
Listen. As long as it doesn't go to different places that it shouldn't go to,
yeah,
we're good.
Yeah,
you know?
of course.
I mean, it is a simple block and delete. However, it's still annoying.
It's starting to get to a point where it's getting ridiculous.
It is.
Because there's people out there from the independent scene in Western New York that have called people out on it.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these people have made comments and saying it's not them, and so on and so forth. This is the thing. Whoever it is, I don't care. Just stop acting like a 10-year-old, 13-year-old little high school drama queen. There's no reason for it.
No.
There's no reason for it. But then again, it's wrestling, and if I've learned anything, drama usually follows. Wrestling everywhere.
Yeah, it does. It's pro wrestling. I always say pro wrestling is the biggest drama. Pro wrestling locker room is even worse than like a model's locker room. You know, it really is. Everybody's got egos and drama.
I will definitely agree because
you know, it is what it is.
I've walked past my mom watching the Next Top Model show a couple of times and seen.
I thought you were watching WWE like a locker room, not WWE,
yeah,
but like an indie locker room.
Yeah, like when they're in the dressing room for a show or whatever, or in the house. That's exactly what it reminds me of.
Yeah,
just the egos come out to flare. But this weekend, Riverworks,
is
back with the River Rumble.
River Rumble. And guess who's making an appearance? Mr. Gabriel Soul himself. I will be in the Rumble. I'm trying to win it. I need a new title around my waist. MFW Championship, I had to relinquish because of my injury and the surgery. Now that I'm back in the ring, I'm looking to put more gold around my waist. And Riverworks Championship looks pretty good. And I have beaten Bill Collier before, and I'll damn sure do it again. So let me win the Rumble, get in there, face Collier. I'll face Collier the same damn night if I have to. Beat him, new Riverworks champion. Let's make it happen.
Wow, calling out the champ.
First step is winning the Rumble first.
Yes.
That's the first step. I'm just telling you
step
steps.
one.
I'm just telling you steps. That's all.
Step.
Collier can't beat me. He already knows it. I beat him already. 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, but he's been quite dangerous with that punch lately.
He has been. I felt that punch before. He busted my whole lip open. But I still beat him. 1, 2, 3.
That is true.
Collier can't beat me. He's scared.
And that's what matters is who gets the 1, 2, 3.
He felt the fall from heaven. He knows.
But also, Shane Douglas is returning.
Is he?
Yes.
To Buffalo?
Yep. To
Cleveland?
Buffalo. Riverworks.
Shane Douglas is going to be in Riverworks?
Yes, he will be.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Shane Douglas. He's a beast. He's an old school beast.
Yeah.
Shane Douglas is the man now.
Shane Douglas is the man.
The Riverworks Rumble is a very big match. It's one of the biggest. It's something that you don't want to miss, especially with me being in it. I'm trying to cyclone punch every damn face off, and you don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are at our time. Before we let you go, Pat G, I'm gonna let you do the honors.
Oh, do I get to do the honors this
You get
time?
to do the honors, Pat G.
Well, the TTRP is brought to you by the Gear Network, and also with the Gear Network, you can go on Amazon.com GearNetwork.com/Amazon for all your Amazon needs, Amazon Prime needs, and whatever you spend, Amazon kicks back a percentage.
They do.
To the TTRP, the Gear Network, to keep the lights on, keep us running, bringing this amazing show to you each and every week, among every other show on the Gear Network.
Better live than dead. Talking wrestling with that punk JC Money. Did I say that?
You did.
I forgot. He is the boss, right? Just a little bit. What else we got?
Get Ready America.
Get Ready America. A lot of great shows on the Gear Network. Check it out. You also, by listening to TTRP, you get to hear my voice. Mr. Gabriel Soul. Pat G, the G stands for gangster. We are out of here. Cyclone!
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.